Hello and welcome back to the review realm. It's Sienna and today we are going to be discussing The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 Episode 4, which is called The Last Stand. And this episode I think is definitely the best of the season so far. I almost cried like 5 times while watching this episode. So if that tells you anything about this episode, it's emotional. You are going through a emotional roller coaster throughout the whole 50-something minutes of this episode, and I did actually enjoy it compared to all of the other episodes so far, but this is a spoiler review of episode 4 from season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. So let's just get into it, and you follow Belly and Jeremiah mostly throughout this episode, and they are dealing with the aftermath of saying that they are engaged and are going to have a wedding in 6 weeks. So the clock is ticking. They are planning this wedding. It's all fun and exciting. And it is Belly's birthday. And she wants her mom to be involved in this wedding. And she really is trying to get her mom to be on her side and to understand that I am getting married. There's nothing you can do that is going to stop this marriage, and I just love Jeremiah so much. And Laura is like, no, I'm not going to this wedding, I'm not supporting it at all. And it is Belly's birthday, and she's like, Mom, do you want to go wedding dress shopping with me today? And Laura's like, no, I'm not going wedding dress shopping. And Belly is going through all these emotions because now she doesn't have Susanna and her mom going through all the wedding, and your mom is supposed to be there picking out your dress. So she goes with Taylor and Taylor's mom, Lucinda, to go wedding dress shopping, and they just go to like this prom place because Belly doesn't have the money. She's paying for this wedding out of her own pocket. She's working a ton, and Jeremiah is at an internship at his dad's company, so he's off doing his own thing and isn't near Belly to really give her the support that she is needing in this hard time. And she's just emotional because her mom's not with her to help plan this wedding, is not supportive. So it's later in the evening of her birthday, and Jeremiah surprises her at her house and wants to talk to Laura, and Laura sort of entertains them a little bit and is just like, I can't support this wedding. You guys just graduate college and then get married. That's all I'm asking, just to wait, because she remembers getting married young and how she lost herself, and she doesn't want Belly to feel that way. Although she doesn't explain that to Belly. She explains that to Belly's father, her ex-husband, because they have a little moment together. So that's going on with them. And then you have Jeremiah, who is doing his internship. So him and Steven, he asked Steven to be his co-best man, and he is going to ask Conrad a little bit later. Well, when Jeremiah visits Belly on her birthday, Laura and Belly have a big fight. All hell breaks loose. So Belly is like, I can't stay in this house anymore, we're going to Cousins. So they decide to go to Cousins, and they wake up in the morning, and guess who is there? Conrad! Because he never went back to Cali. He never went back, okay? After the whole engagement dinner went down, he never went back. He's still sort of lying about the job. But he is at Cousins, and Belly and him have moments in this episode, not even gonna lie, like the stares he gives her, the tension you can just feel between the brothers. Good job Prime. You did really good with this episode, especially when it comes to Conrad, and just how he feels is written all over his face, and it was just awesome to see. Really a great performance. But Jeremiah tries asking if Conrad will be his co-best man, and Conrad is like, I just can't support this. You know, you guys are a little young. Maybe you guys should wait until after college. And Jeremiah's like, really, you don't support me, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then Jeremiah goes back to his internship, and it's just Conrad and Belly at Cousins. And Conrad sees Belly bawling her eyes out on the bed. And why she is bawling her eyes out is we have this really cute flashback of when the room got remodeled at Cousins for her to sleep alone, and Susanna decorated it. And then you also see her mom there. So it's a really cute moment between Belly and Susanna, and Belly and her mom. And this flashback scene was really emotional, and it was just well placed. They did a really good job with it. And then you just see Belly now grown up. She's all alone. She feels like she doesn't have a mother who is supporting her, no one that she can lean a shoulder on, and she's just bawling her eyes out. And Conrad is about to leave to go back to Cali, and he sees Belly crying. And you just see him walk away, but then later he decides to text Jeremiah and is like, I will be your best man. And Belly, after she wakes up, after from crying, she sees the text from Jeremiah that Conrad's on board. She runs downstairs and goes, Conrad, I hear you're gonna be best man, blah, blah, blah. And she's all happy, and Conrad baked her food and is doing all this sweet stuff. And how the episode ends, I can't wait for next episode. Now I'm invested in the Summer I Turned Pretty, was Belly and Conrad hugging, and it was so cute. Oh, just the way he looks at her, I'm just emotional. It was so good. I really enjoyed this episode. So that was the basic plot of the episode, and what I think worked really well was the emotional moments, especially between Belly and Conrad and her mom. They did a fantastic job. And I also forgot to mention that there is also this side plot of Taylor and her mom. Her mom has to basically come up with 10 grand by the end of the month, or she's gonna lose everything. She's already moving the salon into her house to help eliminate some of the overhead she has. And it's not looking good for her business, and Steven tries to help, and Taylor is like, we don't need your help. This is my problem. And Taylor decides to not go to her internship in New York, so she's staying home, and her mom have a cute little moment. But I think the Taylor storyline, I think it could use some work, just a little bit more, but it does come in to relieve some of the emotional moments in this episode, which I didn't mind. It was like right when you're about to cry, then it goes over to Taylor in that storyline, which I didn't necessarily mind, but I think it does take a little bit away from the emotional moments, because you don't want the whole episode to be all teary-eyed, so they try and mix in this Taylor storyline, which somewhat works. And you also see that with the involvement of Steven in this episode, but Steven is just our sarcastic, funny guy, and I'm all here for it. So that is that storyline as well, and overall, this episode was definitely one of the best. They capitalized on the emotional moments, and you can really start seeing how Conrad is going to be in this story, and with the wedding and the wedding preparations. So I'm excited to see how they are going to take the rest of the episodes, because we still have a lot of time in this show. You know, we still have a decent amount of episodes. So I'm curious about where they are going to take this, but I think the acting was really well done in this, and I am glad we are now back at Cousins, at least for now. But let me know if you have watched this episode, what your thoughts are, and as a Team Conrad girly, I really enjoyed it. Screw Jeremiah. I'm just gonna add that in there, but let me know if you are Team Jeremiah and what's wrong with you, I guess. But down in the comment section down below. Have a great day. Bye!